This video will be serving as a part 2 of the video that I did talking about fragrances that I regret buying. These ones are essentially just going to take it up a notch in terms of how much I regret buying them. These ones I am probably, almost certainly, never going to touch again in my lifetime. Negativity and controversy in today's world is more sought after than ever before. It is way more viewed than positive, happy content, and for that reason, I'm going to be feeding into your negativity today that you are undeniably craving, and I'm going to be discussing fragrances that I will never wear again. The first fragrance that I will never wear again, that I've probably worn a grand total of 3 times, is Afnan's 9 AM Dive. This thing, honestly, I don't regret buying because it was so cheap, but I basically bought it because of how good Afnan 9 PM was. As you guys might know, Afnan 9 PM is a fantastic clone of Jean Paul Gaultier Ultramel, and to capitalize off this hype that 9 PM got, Afnan decided to make something called 9 AM. It looked like a summery dupe of a fresh fragrance, and judging by how good Afnan 9 PM was, I was super excited to try this, so I blind bought it for around 50 Australian dollars. Of course, it ended up being not nearly as good as Afnan 9 PM. In fact, I don't even think this is a clone of anything. To my nose, it just smells like a terrible version of Bleu de Chanel by Chanel, which is a fragrance that in the first place I don't even like. I don't even own a single Chanel fragrance, and the fact that I don't like the more expensive version of the fragrance is no surprise why we really don't like this one. It is essentially the most basic, fresh and clean out of the shower type scent that you will ever put your nose to. If you're looking for a gym fragrance that, you know, doesn't last very long, it won't project, it won't offend anyone, and you're on a strict budget, this could be a potentially good option. But other than that, I just don't see any need or use for this fragrance for anyone watching. Even something like Mont Blanc Legend Spirit Versace Pour Homme, if that's what you're after, the cheap freshie for the gym, get one of those instead. Don't even look at 9 AM. I really think this is a poor release from Afnan. Performance, like I said, really mediocre. Smell is very basic and boring. There is nothing special about this fragrance. I will probably, almost certainly, never actually wear this again. The second fragrance that I plan on never wearing, at least in the foreseeable future, is Xerjoff's Erba Pura. I did wear this a lot when I first got it because it's sweet, it's fruity, vanilla. It was summertime when I bought it, and I'm not gonna lie, it served me pretty well. I did have some good ways with it, but since I've gotten Al Aramein Amber Oud Gold, this honestly, even though it's cheaper, it performs just as well, but it actually smells a little bit less synthetic. It helps you function in society more than wearing Erba Pura. It's a little bit less harsh, a little bit less controversial. I really like this clone. I actually prefer it over Erba Pura. So if I want the Erba Pura DNA, I'm going to choose this every time. Orientica's Royal Amber as well is another great clone of Erba Pura that I also think is better than Erba Pura for around $100. It's less synthetic, a little bit less florally, a little bit less feminine. I really like this as well. The performance isn't quite as good though, so that is why my favorite Erba Pura clone that I have tried is definitely Al Aramein Amber Oud Gold, which I just talked about before. But I'm taking either one of these over Erba Pura for life. And since I own all 3, why would I wear Erba Pura if it's my least favorite of the 3? I don't care that it's the most expensive, that it's from Xerjoff, and the other 2 are just, you know, clone companies. I'm not fussed about that. I'm going to choose what I like the smell of the most, what I feel the most confident wearing, and it's either Royal Amber or Al Aramein. It's not going to be Erba Pura. The bottom line is, guys, if you're looking at this video and you're thinking of buying Erba Pura, definitely at least sample Amber Oud Gold first. I really think this is all you need if you're after the Erba Pura scent profile. The performance is amazing. The smell is very similar, around 90%, but it improves on all the right aspects. All the things that I don't like about Erba Pura, Al Aramein kind of fixes, which I really enjoy. Definitely check this one out. The third fragrance that I'm planning to never wear again is Kismet Angel. This is actually my second bottle of this stuff because I really liked the first time I bought this. I used a ton of it. I do sell fragrance samples in Australia, and I will admit a lot of the first bottle was, you know, being used up from those samples, but I also had my fair share of wearings. It does smell very similar to Kilian's Angel Share. I just find the performance on my skin personally with this dupe is really mediocre, and it puts me off from wanting to wear it again. The scent bubble for the first 2 hours is actually decently strong. It's just more the longevity. With a kind of winter going out fragrance, I want at least 8 hours. This gives me just around 6. On top of that, the smell of Lattafa Camera is somewhat similar. I just much prefer this. It's less boozy, more kind of rich, dense with the praline. It's got more of a cinnamon vibe to it. I actually prefer the smell of Latafa Kama over Angel Share and Kismet Angel, which is an opinion that, you know, I'm surprised it hasn't gotten me more hate, because I would think it's probably pretty unpopular, but no regrets, I'm just gonna say it. Latafa Kama is probably my favorite cologne of all time. It smells similar enough to Angel Share that I don't feel the need to buy Angel Share, and it smells better than Kismet Angel, to the point where I just don't see myself wearing this again. If you like the boozy Angel Share DNA and you want a really accurate cologne and you don't mind slightly worse performance, Kismet Angel could still be a great pickup for you. It just doesn't work for me. The fourth fragrance that I will never wear again, and I know for sure I'm never gonna wear this one again, is because I don't actually have it in my collection anymore, and that is Dior Sauvage Elixir. I actually ended up selling this one around a week after I got it. It was my 5th ever fragrance purchase. After Versace Eros, Dior Sauvage, I wanted to try Sauvage Elixir because, you know, I bought it at its release. It was advertised as a more unique, masculine, you know, really, really expensive but high quality take on Sauvage. And yes, you know, on paper, I can see why it's advertised and marketed like that. It is just way too in your face, spicy, barbershop, old manish for me. Like, I cannot stand the smell of it. And I say that in the most respectful way possible to anyone out there that enjoys wearing it. But I've had someone come into my workplace. I work at a retail job, and they've worn Sauvage Elixir. I asked them, is that Sauvage Elixir? They were really confused, like, how do you know that? But yes, it is. And then he left, and I was like, yeah, I am so glad I never ended up picking up another bottle of Sauvage Elixir, because it is just not my style of perfumery in the slightest. Again, if you like the fragrance, totally cool. If you're a masculine, traditional guy and you really want to make a bold statement with whatever room you walk into, you want compliments, it could be a great fragrance choice for you. But as a younger guy, as someone that prefers his more sweet and youthful smelling fragrances, as you might know, it's not going to be for me. The performance though, I can't fault it. The quality, the blend, the ingredients, it's all great. The price tag is very high, but I think if that's the style of perfumery you're going for, you won't feel that you pay too much for it. The final fragrance that I want to talk about in this video that I will probably never wear again is Azzaro, the Most Wanted EDP. If there was a fragrance on this list in this video that I was going to wear again, it would be this one though. But the reason it's here is because this thing exists. Stronger With You Intensely, quite a similar scent DNA, vanilla, amber, kind of that toffee caramelized type of vibe. Very, very youthful, great kind of party, unrefined scents. I just think Stronger With You Intensely simply smells better. So why would I choose the one that doesn't smell as good when they smell similar? You know, it just doesn't make sense. Performance on my skin though, I will give the slight edge to Azzaro. With Azzaro, I get 8 hours longevity, same with Intensely, just the projection just a little bit stronger for that first couple hours. In terms of if you're gonna go clubbing and you want pure compliments, I actually do think Azzaro is still the better fragrance. But in terms of what I like to wear, what I feel confident wearing, what just, you know, really clicks with me, it's Stronger With You Intensely every time. And that is why it is probably my favorite designer fragrance of all time. A bonus fragrance that I will never wear again is one that I don't want to dwell on too much because a lot of you guys know that I don't like it, and that is Nautica Voyage, my dad's ex-signature scent until I got him onto Creed Silver Mountain Water. Big ups to me for that. This just smells like a synthetic salty cucumber, very inoffensive. I could see it getting compliments if you overspray for the summer. The only time I would use this is if I wanted something super boring for the gym and I was just having one of those days where I almost don't want to wear a cologne, so I might as well just apply scented water. So Nautica Voyage might be an option there. Performance, terrible. Blend, terrible. Price, really, really good. So it's up to you. I highly recommend saving an extra $10, $20, getting Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. You'll be much happier with that. I can almost guarantee it. This fragrance, I don't ever see myself wearing. I just didn't really want to talk about it too much, so I'm putting it as a bonus regret. That is going to wrap up this video on fragrances that I will very, very likely never wear again, that I regret buying. It is a part 2 to that first video. I will link the part 1 in the description below. Definitely check that out. I think you guys, if you enjoyed this video, you will really like that one too. Remember to like, subscribe, tick the bell so you're reminded whenever I post a video. I'm going to be working, you know, I'm away for the next couple weeks in Europe, so the video uploads might be a bit slower than usual, but I'm going to still try pump out some content for you guys. Have a good rest of your day.